All right. So what kind of sparked my interest in the fraternity? Oddly enough, I didn't know anything about Sigma, believe it or not. And now knowing that they had a chapter here since '49, I was a student at Armstrong, and over at Armstrong at that time, Atlantic State University, they had the Kappas that were out there. It was the only fraternity that they had, and I had an interest in Greek life a long time ago, but didn't kind of know what way that I wanted to go. And had an opportunity in 1999 to go on a road trip to Fort Valley State University for our state student advisory council meeting. And at that time I was riding with a young lady who was the SGA treasurer at that time, Karen Burke. And she was a Zeta. So didn't know much about the organization. Went on the campus and we did a tour of the campus, went to a couple of, the buildings and some of the different spots on campus. And then we went into the dining hall. And in the dining hall, they had all of the fraternity and sorority shields kind of paired together along the wall. So AKAs was with the Alphas, the Deltas and Omegas was paired together, Kappa and Sigma Gamma Rho, and then on top of that, I saw the Zeta shield, and then I saw a shield right next to the Zeta shield. Didn't know what it was. And in talking to Karen, she was like, that's our brother organization, Phi Beta Sigma. So I looked at it and said, okay, I didn't know anything about Sigmas, and it's just something about that just drew me to that actual shield. And I said, well, the organization seemed like it's low key, and I kind of believe myself to be a low key person. And then one of the stereotypes why we say folks shouldn't join an organization, but that was one of the things for me too, was that I like the colors, because royal blue is my favorite color anyway. So it's almost like I had an instant connection with that organization. Now, being a student at Armstrong, we didn't have a chapter out there on the campus. So the only way I could become a member is become an associate member through the grad chapter. So that's how I ended up doing it. And matter of fact, June 3rd, 2001 is when I actually crossed over into the fraternity through the grad chapter up in Warner Robins. With the programs that we offer through Phi Beta Sigma, we offer those under this umbrella called Sigma Wellness. And in Sigma Wellness, it breaks it down into 3 different distinct programs. We have Bigger and Better Business, we have Social Action, and we have Education. When we talk about Bigger and Better Business, the whole purpose of that initiative was initially created to get individuals to support Black-owned businesses. So what we try to do with Bigger and Better Business is still fall along that same vein of highlighting and supporting Black businesses that are in the area. In addition to that, we have a couple of workshops that we deal with for us: home ownership, credit rebuilding, and some of those other kind of financial type initiatives to help individuals kind of obtain that financial freedom. When we talk about education, there's 2 parts of it. One is primarily our Sigma Beta Club, which is a national organization that was created in 1950. And the whole purpose of that was to work with young men between the ages of 8 and 18 and kind of follow them throughout that time span, being that mentor for them, kind of being that that father figure with these young men, and just kind of getting them in the right area. And in addition to that, there's a couple of education initiatives that we do both on the undergrad and the grad chapter. Grad chapter, some of those programs kind of coincide with the Bigger and Better Business and Social Action, primarily with the Bigger and Better Business initiative. I know in the past what we've done as a chapter, we've had debates. I know we work with the Chatham County in regards to the spelling bee, as well as some other educational type initiatives that is done both in the city and in the county, if need be. Another thing that we talk about, one of the other program we talk about, Social Action, voter registration, voter empowerment, voter education. The theme that we are operating under this year under our new president is a brotherhood of conscious men. So any of those type of